Yo, what's up, YouTube? How you guys doing? Hope you guys are good. Hope you guys are living right. Welcome back to the channel. If you're around here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm super excited. So, Trump, or rather, President Trump's administration decided to implement tariffs on certain countries. Okay, and then after that was done, there was a huge change in market value of certain assets, especially cryptocurrency. If we look at the Bitcoin dropped up to $92,000 just a few days ago this week, and then right after these tariffs were suspended, we saw the price going up again. Right now, as of making this video, Bitcoin is seated at $100,000 around that area as I'm speaking to you right now. So we're going to read a couple few articles and understand why this happened and the factors that influenced the market to move in this kind of direction. If you guys recall, in my previous video, I had mentioned that if you want to understand and know what's happening in the crypto space, follow the big movers. The market movers are your billionaires. Look at Michael Saylor buying hundreds of millions of dollars worth of this cryptocurrency stuff, worth of Bitcoin, and so on and so forth. Look at these big governments trying to create strategic reserves for these cryptocurrencies, and so on and so forth. So once you look at what these big players are doing, then you will be able to have some knowledge on how the market's going to move. Personally, I'm still very much bullish on this one. We'll be reading a few articles and just trying to get some sense on what has been happening in the crypto space this 1 week. Let's get it. Trump's tariff threat sends crypto prices falling. Okay, let's take a look at this article. It was released on the 3rd of February, which is basically today. Cryptocurrency prices took a hit from the prospect of a trade war between the US and its major trading partners, with some well-known digital assets seeing values fall more than 10%. Now, it continues to read, Bitcoin fell below $100,000 after US President Donald Trump announced plans Saturday to start putting large tariffs on goods from Canada, Mexico, and China. The world's most popular cryptocurrency fell about $92,000 Sunday night before rebounding to around $99,000 by Monday morning after Trump announced a pause on the tariffs on Mexican goods. So after the tariffs were announced, there was fear in the market. Knowing cryptocurrency is a very volatile asset, cryptocurrencies are very volatile assets. There was so much fear in the markets that people probably sold up for profits. And then when this statement was rather debunked or withdrawn, we saw the price go up again. That is what happens with cryptocurrency. That's what happens with Bitcoin. So pay attention to what Trump's administration is trying to implement, as well as what other countries are doing towards regulations of cryptocurrencies. Once you know what's happening in, for example, China, in places like all these other big developed countries, once you understand what's happening, it'll be better for you to predict the market. So another interesting story that came in was news from India. News from India, it was a very interesting story. Now, the Indian government is actually reconsidering laws around cryptocurrency. That's a good thing. Given India's population, it's a really, 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 really good thing. That's a bullish signal. That's a huge bullish signal. Now, let's take a read. India is reviewing its crypto policy as other countries, including the US, shift attitudes towards the asset class. The government is reportedly reassessing a discussion paper on cryptocurrencies, which was due to release in September 2024. So last year, they basically needed to sit down and speak about this, but for some reason that never happened. We're going to continue reading. According to India's Economic Affairs Secretary Aja Seth, digital assets don't believe in borders, and India cannot take decision one-sided. So basically, what the secretary here is, the Economic Affairs Secretary is basically trying to say, for those that do not understand, is cryptocurrencies or most cryptocurrencies are decentralized currencies, meaning they have no borders. You can use crypto, you can use Bitcoin anywhere on the planet. That is what they mean. And what he's basically just trying to refer to is they too have to be on board by making sure the right sector of government understands how cryptocurrency works and also how to implement it in their own governmental framework. That's what basically he's trying to say. Let us not remain behind. Let us try to understand this and implement something in our government for our benefit as Indians. So that's what basically he's trying to say. So, India's decision to review crypto policy follows US President Donald Trump's recent signing of the Digital Assets Executive Order. The order introduced a roadmap of regulating cryptos while signaling a broader strategy for boosting innovation in the asset space. If you ask me, this is the beginning of something really, really great. When you see India on board on such things, know it's about to go down. Okay, let's take a look at some other information. Dogecoin. Some other interesting news was about Dogecoin. Let me just take a read. Grayscale Grayscale launches Dogecoin investment fund. This was January 31st, which was basically a few days ago. Grayscale Investments has launched an investment fund for Dogecoin, the most popular meme coin by market cap, the asset manager said on January 31st. Grayscale Dogecoin Trust offers investors exposure to the native coin of the Dogecoin network, an open source peer-to-peer digital currency originally derived from Litecoin, which itself originated from Bitcoin. Grayscale said the trust is only available to institutional investors. Okay, now what that simply means, ladies and gentlemen, this fund will only be available to institutional investors. These are your hedge funds, these are your trust funds, these are your pension funds, the big guys, basically. So that will be available only to them. I don't know how much they're going to be selling these things for, but we're probably going to do a backtrack on that. So a little more on Dogecoin. Dogecoin operates on a proof of work (POW) blockchain network similar to Bitcoin, but with less computational intensive transaction verification and no upper limit on the total Dogecoin supply. So basically, like the way Bitcoin is, Bitcoin only 21 million coins will be mined. And if for those of you guys that don't know, the way you earn Bitcoin is basically by by verifying transactions in blocks. You verify transactions in blocks. The way this is done, basically, you use cryptography. This is now you having the knowledge, the computing knowledge of solving these problems on each block. And then you get paid in Bitcoin. I think it's 6.25 BTC, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. But that's how it's basically done. So Dogecoin has something similar to it, but not exactly. Okay, let's take a look at more information, more news that came in this week. Let's take a look at El Salvador. This is another important piece of information. El Salvador, so failure of 5D chess. El Salvador IMF deal walks back Bitcoin adoption. Let's take a read. El Salvador has recited Bitcoin status as a full legal tender in order to close a deal with the International Monetary Fund, IMF, leaving Bitcoin advocates split over what this means for adoption in the country. The changes come amid tense negotiations with the IMF, in which El Salvador sought to secure a $1.4 billion loan to address balance of payment needs and support the government's economic reforms. Once combined with additional financial support from the World Bank, the Inter-American Development Bank, and other regional development banks, the total sum will amount to $3.5 billion, a critical level of funding for the small Central American nation. Now, El Salvador is getting a whole bunch of coins, and El Salvador now has become one of the countries that has made Bitcoin a legal tender, and they're stuck in a lot of it. So we're going to talk more about this. as we go on. So I'm always checking in on what's so I'm always checking in on what's happening in El Salvador because of what they have going on, especially in regards to cryptocurrency and how they have reciprocated to this new technology. It's pretty amazing if you ask me. Okay, so that is what's happening in El Salvador. They're basically taking Bitcoin strongly, and that large group of people, or rather that small group of people, is gonna do wonders. Trust me, they are gonna do wonders, especially if Bitcoin keeps going up. Now that your billionaires, your Michael Sellers keep buying hundreds of millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin on every blessed day. So all that is driving the price up in the sky. Okay, let's take a look at one more piece of information and then we can close today's Crypto Monday segment. Gentlemen, another beautiful piece of information. I know I've been reading a lot of positive news on Bitcoin, but the first news was a little bit negative or positive. Now remember, so long as Trump keeps making tariffs for these other countries, there will be fear in the market, especially in the crypto market. It's a very volatile market. People have been selling up. People have been selling for profits, and you see the market dipping. So what that is doing, actually, when the market dips, it's an opportunity to get richer, ladies and gentlemen. It's an opportunity for you to buy low. It's an opportunity for you to buy again. This is just the beginning. $100,000 is just the entry point of crypto, if you ask me, because we are going to the moon, and it's a freaking fact. So for this last piece of information, ladies and gentlemen, Bitcoin's ETFs surpass $125 billion. BlackRock's IBIT ranks 31st globally, worldwide. Let's take a read so we can understand this. The US spot Bitcoin exchange traded fund ETFs have crossed a significant milestone, showcasing growing institutional adoption for the world's first cryptocurrency, which is Bitcoin. So for those that don't know, or if you have been following my channel for a while, I spoke about BlackRock's ETF, and now it has surpassed $125 billion. That's a huge number. Collectively, the spot Bitcoin ETF surpassed $125 billion in holdings on January 30th, accounting for over 6.05% of the current BTC supply to date. That is insane. That is crazy. BlackRock has been stuck in this and they are not stopping anytime soon. Imagine their ETF was created last year, ladies and gentlemen. BlackRock's ETF, I need you guys to put this into perspective. BlackRock's ETF was created last year. Today, it has a holding value of over $120 billion, $25 billion. That's some really good money. That's a bag. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been Crypto Mondays with Sampa Chumfembe today. Hope you guys tune in next Monday to find out what's happening in the crypto space. If you guys want to stay locked in, want to have information. Now, of course, there's so much that's happening in the crypto space, but I speak about some of the information, some of the news that has caused the market to react how it has reacted in the past 1 week. Now, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys stay locked in for the vlogs on this channel because I'm about to drop a few bangers this week. So make sure you guys stay locked in. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.